Hello, everyone. It's Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up, and it's Tuesday night at 8, so it's time for our live. If you are on, give me a shout out, a like, hello, thumbs up, something. Hi, Betty. Hi, Valerie. Hey, Corinne. Thank you for sharing, guys. I appreciate that. I keep thinking that there's not a delay, but I think the delay comes between now and Zoom, right? So soon I will not need Zoom to come in and do YouTube, and we'll be live. Really live. But until I have a chance to figure that out, we'll continue to use Zoom because that's what I know. Oh my goodness, it's good to be back. Hope you guys had a great weekend. We sure did. Hi, Shirley. Good to see you. We had a fabulous second retreat. This one was my group. So I was their fearless leader, as they like to call me. But we had a really good time. I have a great group of women that come, and it was really awesome. Hi, Connie. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Oh my goodness. All right. So I've got some things to catch you up on. I can't believe it's September 27th. I have no idea where this year is going, but it really does need to slow down because the next 6 to 8 weeks for me are just insane. Hey, Verna. There's a delay by 2 minutes. Holy cow. That's a long delay. I think Facebook is like 30 seconds. That's crazy. Okay, well, let's talk about some of the things. There's still time to get in on the last weekly deal. There will not be a new one on Thursday. So if there's goodies out there that you want, you were waiting to kind of see what was coming next. Hi, Tina. There will not be one on Thursday because we wouldn't have a full week in September to take advantage of it. So the weekly deal that is up on my website, my online store, is the last weekly deal. So make sure you check that out. I know pastel pearls are on there and a few other things that I kind of have had my eye on. So I think I might be putting an order in. So check those out online on my website under Shop Now. You'll see the link for specials. World Card Making Day. Holy cow. We're looking at that in what, 4 days, 3 days, Saturday. Say late Saturday afternoon, early evening here on the East Coast is when we will all be gathering with Stamping Up to create some fun projects, see some new techniques that they're going to share with us, and just have a good time stamping together or just watching together, right? If you've not registered, you still can. I will put that up in the comments as well as on my Facebook page later tonight. So you can go to either one of those locations or just go to stampinup.com, and I'm sure the registration link is there. And there is also a PDF to give you the cutting instructions in advance. So if you need that, if you've registered, and it's free, there's no cost, so everybody can register. If you've registered, let me know and I can send you the PDF. These are the 3 sets that we'll be playing with: Cottage Rose, Cottage Wreaths, and Warm Welcome. Warm Welcome is the new one. It will be released in an upcoming catalog. That's what it looks like, a little bit more blown up for you. And of course, if you order any of these this month, by the end of September 30th, which is Friday, you will get a free pack of iridescent pearls, but you must add them on if you're ordering in my online store. If you're ordering through me and I'm putting your order in through the back office, they automatically pop in, but in the online store, you have to put the item number on your order for the iridescent pearls, and then they remove the cost at checkout time. The gold foil that comes in the jar. Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you probably can use the seal. I've never tried it with seal. I've done it with tear and tape, and I've done it with glue, and I've done it with the old heat and stick powder. So yes, any of those things should work, Corinne. Okay, so that's happening. Saturday is the day. You still have time to register for that. Perfect Partners is continuing through the end of the month, which is Friday again. And that is the ones that coordinate with the stamp sets, the apple blossoms, the fresh cut stems, Playful Piggy, tree trimmings, waterfall, and Yeti dies, or Yeti. So these are the stamp sets. Once September 30th is over, those dies are gone. They have said that they will not be in a catalog in the future. So if you want those dies to coordinate, and I shared with you the ones that I had, which was fresh cut stems and trimming the tree, which I love that trimming the tree. And I'm so bummed because I don't want to share it with you afterwards because you can't get it. And I don't want to frustrate you, but it's a really good bundle. If you are on my newsletter, you saw that I have a Hanging with My Nomies class craft event where we're also going to play some games. So that is coming up on Monday, October 17th. The cost is $40. You get a product goodie bag in there, access to the games that we'll be playing, 4 projects with demonstrations. And if you add the gnome bundle to your registration, you will get a bonus project from me. So again, that's coming up October 17th. I think I cut registrations off around the 10th or 11th, maybe even earlier than that. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. I'll have the registration link below the video when we're done here. I do need 8 people in order to give you some decent prizes, because the prizes are shopping sprees, right? To give you some decent shopping sprees, I do need 8 people to play along with us that night and enjoy the class. So keep that in mind. Oh, we don't need perfect partners again. And then let's talk about these beautiful cards that we made on last Tuesday, right? This is with the fresh cut stamp set. This one, we just stamped it. Actually, didn't we die cut it? Wonder where that one went. I'll have to look for that particular card. This one, and then the little silhouette stamp that's in the fresh cut flowers. And the winner of these is Janine Fortney. Hi, Marilyn. Welcome. I don't know if Janine's on. I don't think I saw her hop on. So Janine, I'm going to see you Friday. Actually, I just remembered that. So I will put your name on that and I will give those to you Friday night. God willing, I get everything in the bag. All right. I think that's everything to update you on. There's some new stuff coming for October. October kicks off the new Stamping Up year for demonstrators. It becomes our new year, if you want. So there'll be a new join kit. That'll be exciting. You'll get some extra goodies in with your join kit. So that'll be fun. And we'll be talking about that a little bit closer to the time. But know that that's coming. Hi, Carol. So if you're thinking about, hey, I want to get that discount, or hey, I want to do this, or hey, we don't know what the future holds, maybe a little sideline isn't such a bad idea. There's something good coming in October for that. Not that it's not always a great deal, because it is. It's always $125 in product for $99, and SU even picks up the shipping, but there's a little bit more. It's gonna be a little sweeter. I think it starts October 4th. So stay tuned for that. Tonight, even though I know it's fall, and trust me, today I know it's fall. You can see I have my jacket on. I kept putting my heat up all day. I had my friends here. We were playing Mahjong, and I kept cranking the heat. And I couldn't get warm. So I finally came down into my studio, put my fireplace on, put my coat on. I'm finally warm. But even though I know it's fall, we're going to play with potted geraniums because it's just too pretty not to. So potted geraniums is on page 58 in the annual catalog. It has a die, so it is a bundle. Anybody own potted geraniums yet? And you can see you've got tons and tons of greetings in here. And a couple of these greetings are my go-to. Wishing you happiness today and always. Birthday's a reminder that life should be celebrated. What else? Reaching out with friendship and caring, just for you. Thank you. Smile, friend. All of those little ones fit in that cute little sign. And then for the lifetime of love you've given me, and here for you every step of the way. Plus you get the pot. And as you can see, there's some 2-step stamping action going on here, right? It's still in the 90s there. Hey, Janine, hopefully you heard that you just won the cards. So yeah, so I would not, I wouldn't like the 90s, but I'd be really happy if we were still in the like mid to high 70s. Seems like it's going to go right into winter, which is not my favorite at all. That is my least favorite season. All right, so the first card I'm going to share with you is a card that we did in my club this month, and it looks like this. And we're bringing in not only the potted geraniums that I just shared with you out of the catalog, but we're bringing in some other products. This is the distressed gold that is in the, pretty sure that's in the annual catalog. And you get 2 dies, the one that we're going to use tonight. And then you get one that looks like this. And this one was stuck to the cardboard. So really fun dies. You can do half, quarter, whatever you want to do. You can cut them down. This one we are going to trim just a little bit at the top edge, but they're really cool and they give a really nice artistic background behind your focal image. Oh, good. You missed me saying it. Okay, you did. I'll have them for you Friday. Hopefully, if I remember to put them in the bag, because there's going to be a lot in that bag. And then the birthday wishes that's up here comes from the Sending Smiles stamp set. And that's another really good bundle. So those are the products that we're going to play with. And I might actually have to take my coat off now, even though we turned the fireplace off. We've got some Poppy Parade, some soft Seafoam, some Garden Green, and some Cajun Craze going on here. I've got a new layout to my desk, so when I can't find anything, you'll know it's not where it would normally be, right? All right, so soft Seafoam is our card base. It is 5.5 by 8.5. And again, as always, I will put the measurements up once we're off. So watch for that to come through. And we're going to take a layer of Poppy Parade. And then I have a smaller layer of basic white, but I don't want basic white, right? If you can see on the card, this almost matches our soft Seafoam cardstock. The funny thing is I made this card back during Celebration, and I used those beautiful cards and envelopes that we had as part of the Celebration rewards, and they sold out before I got to make it in club. So then I had to change it up and put it on just regular cardstock. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you. Thank you for sharing, guys. I appreciate that. Don't forget to give me thumbs up, too. That helps with YouTube and all the algorithms and analytics and all that techie stuff that I just want to make cards and share them with you. All right. So we are going to blend on some soft Seafoam. Onto our background here. And it's very subtle. And that's what we want. Just a hint of green on here. And I'm just taking my brush over my ink pad. I'll need to re-ink my ink pad when I'm done. We use that. I did re-ink it in between clubs, but I forgot to re-ink it before I went live tonight. And don't forget, if you are one of my customers who spent a minimum of 150 with me during Celebration, you are eligible for my Celebration after party, and that is tomorrow night. That'll be in a special group over on Facebook, and you should have received an invitation if you were eligible. So, okay. I think that looks good. Looks a little bit like soft Seafoam now, right? Maybe not on the camera. And then we're going to take that beautiful distressed gold. I actually think I might like this distressed or this gold better than just the regular gold foil. This is going to get trimmed down, but I'm going to mount it on here and then use my scissors to trim it. And look, oh, I remembered to put on the adhesive sheet. And as you can see, even though there were some pieces still stuck in there, they pull right out with the adhesive sheet. So that part is discarded. And I'm going to start this down here at the bottom corner and bring it up just like that. And then it lines up perfectly with that last thin line. So all I have to do is grab my scissors. Oh no. Somebody took my scissors. There they are. I got them. And we'll just trim that off. even with the top of the cardstock. There we go. And then I'm going to flip that over and just rub it a little bit on the back to make sure that adhesive sticks nice to our cardstock. Yeah, those dies are amazing. I love them. And I catch myself reaching for them all the time. And I'm like, no, I have to show you all something else. I can't just always show you those. It was kind of like color and contours, the dies that go with that when it first came out. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and mount this to the card front. So I have two for you tonight. As I said, this one we did in club, and the next one I created this afternoon after Mahjong was over. All right. So I did do some of the stamping and die cutting in advance because there's a lot to this project. And I think there's a club member or two on here that can attest that I'm not kidding. So here's the actual geranium heads. This little piece right here is actually the dirt that's going to sit inside the pot. What else do I have here? I have my little sign. My fingers won't take it out of the box. There we go. So what we're going to stamp together is the leaves and the pot. And I have a tremendous amount of white here. I'm trying to figure out why. So let's see. That's my scrap paper. And we're going to grab the garden green. I'm going to bring in my scrap here again so I protect everything because I'm going to off stamp. I'm trying to figure out where, and if it's sitting on my desk. Oh, there it is. So I don't know about you, with my eyes, I do better when I can, and you can't always, but when I can, I like to stamp the dark first when I'm doing two-step stamping, right? So we're going to stamp this right here in the corner. And then I'm going to ink up the solid image. So that was our detailed image. I'm going to ink up the solid image with the same ink. I'm going to give it a quick off stamp. And then I'm going to bring it in here. Make sure I have it aligned correctly. There we go. Like find the right flower with the right image. This is a pretty easy one and very forgiving to line up. That is a tiny piece. It's a very tiny piece. I can't believe I didn't lose it in between die cutting it and coming live tonight. That's how you get two colors of ink out of one ink pad, full strength and off stamped. And you could even do three because we could have off stamped it again and had even a lighter shade, right? So two off stamps will give you even a lighter shade. So we have that. And then for the pot, we're just going to do Cajun Craze. And I'm going to off stamp that as well to get a little bit lighter shade. Okay. All right. Then I do have to die cut that. Let's get the dies out here. I had them earlier. What did I do with them? There they are. You get a lot of dies in here. You get 12 dies. Some that cut out your die or your stamped images, right? This is going to cut out our leaves. Of course, that's our sign, our dirt, our pot. If we were just stamping like I did here, that cuts out our geraniums. And then I'm going to show you in a bit what you do with these more solid images that you can do just directly out of cardstock. So we're going to die cut this piece. And we're going to die cut the pot, and we're going to do it all at the same time. We're going to grab some Post-it note tape because you know I can't live without my Post-it note tape. Well, I could, but my dies would not come out nearly as pretty. I'm just going to put that down over top. I'm going to do the same thing here. That one I can probably get away with one piece. Okay. My machine sits to my left. If you've watched me before, you know I opt not to bring the machine to the table because it really does rock the camera. My camera sits on a stand on my table, facing down directly over my tabletop. And when I bring the die cutting machine in, it just makes people seasick. And I don't want to make you seasick. So. It's a regular die sandwich. It's your platform, your thin adapter, and your 2 cutting pads. And there's our pot. And I hold on to the Post-it note tape because it can be reused a few times. And there are our leaves. And I'll put that extra scrap in my drawer because invariably sometime I'm going to need that. I'm going to grab a silicone pad because we're going to be doing some adhesive application, and I'm going to try not to get it on the grid paper so that I don't have a mess. I'm going to start with, I can't even pick that up, it's so small. Start with the pot and the dirt, and I'm just overlapping it slightly so that I can get it to stick there, right? We are going to pop this whole thing up on dimensionals, and when I get the dimensionals out, I will be sure to make sure I overlap that so that I know it doesn't fall off. We're also going to add some more adhesive on this side, and you can see that that cute little just for you. Oh, it's going to fight me. That we stamped inside the tag or the sign, if you will, the stake. There we go. So cute. I love it when we have little things like that that you can stamp on the inside. The little embellishment's already there. And I stamped both the dirt and the sign in the soft seafoam. And then I'm going to put on the leaves. Kind of like building a puzzle. Right about there. And then our, oh, that darn dirt. It does not want to stay where I want to put it. We'll put our leaves on, or our petals on. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Now the trick is to pick it up off of the silicone pad, and that's what I love because nothing sticks. We're going to grab some dimensionals. Preferably the regular size, not the minis. Everything I'm putting my hand on right now is the minis. Here we go. Here's some regular size. And look, I even have one little piece I can use up. We're going to capture those stems and the signpost. I'm going to do another one. Even though we don't really need one right there, I want to capture that dirt, right? And then we're going to come up here and make sure we've got that piece captured. And then just a few more. And you might call me a little dimensional happy, but I know now it's all going to stay together. Actually, I'm going to do one more down there at the bottom because I kind of have a gap. All right, so there's our piece. Pull this aside, bring that in, and pop that right on there. I love it against that soft seafoam background. What do you think? Well, no. I assure you, this is, I'm not supposed to stamp this birthday wishes because I know for a fact that I mounted that stamp and put it in the kit. It is not here. It is not on my table. In club, it got lost. I finally found it again. But now it's not here. So is there another greeting that I can make work? I've never had a stamp that wandered off as much as that does. I really need the birthday wishes. That's the one I need. All right. Use it. Darn elf. Yeah, you sound like your mom. You do, you do. All right, so we are going to stamp the birthday wishes in Poppy Parade. And it's just going to go right on our cardstock. Little tiny strip of basic white. That's going to get matted onto a piece of Poppy Parade. Ah. Oh, that's funny. I'd already stamped. That's why I didn't have it out, because I'd already stamped it. Well, which one looks better? I think this one does. I'm not sure which one I did before and which one I did now, but we're going with this one. And that's going to go up with some dimensionals as well. On this one, we probably just need 2. Okay, I'm taking the drawer out because it won't go back in, and my luck, it will fall in the middle of our live and make a huge crash. We're going to pop that right there. It's nice that we have those lines because it can help keep us straight. And then I took some of, and it depends on where you look. If you look at the packaging, it says red and green pearls. I think in the catalog, they call them festive pearls. These are in the mini catalog. Either way, they're really pretty. You get gold, silver, that really pretty light green, and then the real red. And we want some gold to tie in our distressed gold. And they're a nice size. They're very petite, which makes them great to use in a lot of different locations. And then on the inside of the card, I stamped the other greeting from Potted Geraniums. Birthdays are reminders that life should be celebrated. And I did that in Poppy Parade. And there we go. There's project number 1. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. I'm going to try to find my table here real quick before I bring in the next project. And remember to like, comment, and by all means, if you've not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. It does help me in my effort to reach more stampers out there, or more people who would love the hobby that we love. And I really appreciate that your support in doing that. All right, so here is our next one. And this one, there's very little stamping on. Oh, I do too, Connie. Well, actually, I don't. I shouldn't say I do. But my dad loved geraniums. That was his flower. And so every time I play with the geraniums, I think of him. But this one, we're doing mostly with die cuts. All of this is die cuts. I just stamped the thank you. And then I grabbed that little friend from the potted geranium stamp set to stamp on the pot. So polished pink, probably one of the least favorite colors. But you know what? I've grown to really enjoy working with it and playing with it. And man, look at that with shaded spruce. Does that not just boom, pop at you, right? So this is going to be a little bit of a fun fold or a fancy fold as well. I scored this at 3.5 and 4 1/4, just a standard 8.5 by 11. No, 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock. So I'm going to crease those score lines. This is what we call a book binding fold. And I find it an easy fold, first of all, which we all like the easy folds, right? Something a little different, but it's not going to take you 3 days to complete the card. But I also find I really like it when I have something smaller and I don't want to have to figure out how I'm going to fill the entire card front. So this is a great one for that. This is just a piece of our Regal 6x6 designer series paper. So you get all the colors in that pack. This is one of the patterns. The other pattern is more of a plaid and a polka dot on the opposite side. And I thought the flowers would work well with the geraniums. So this is going to go down our binding, if you will. And again, all the measurements for this and those score lines, if you didn't catch them, will be under the video. Give me about a half an hour till I get it all put in and uploaded. Okay. And I have another piece of shaded spruce that's going to go over here, and a piece of basic white that's going to layer. But before we layer that, we're going to use the 3D mini splatter. This is Stripes and Splatters. This is in the annual catalog. That piece just fits perfectly in there. So I'm going to take that to the die cut and emboss machine and run it through. With the specialty plate, just the platform and the specialty plate when you're working with 3D folders is all that you need, right? So it's just the platform, the folder, make sure the hinge always goes through first, or on the side, but never in the back. And then your specialty plate, that's your sandwich. And it's a fun, almost like if you're making a moon, like for Halloween, if you're doing a moon theme card, this looks great. It makes it look like craters on the moon. Something else that you can do with it. I'm going to use the opposite side, but even that kind of looks like craters on the moon. I think the deboss side is a little bit more reflective of that effect, but either side would work. All right, so we have that piece. Then I did go ahead and do some of the die cutting. Well, I think I did all the die cutting. I just didn't put all of it together. So often when we get a die set, it can be a little scary, right? Especially when it has this many pieces. And truthfully, I had to play with it to get this figured out. So this one especially, I don't know, is it intestines? What the heck is that? Well, let me show you. That goes behind this and ends up looking like this. I don't know that if you got that on the first try, congratulations. I did not. I really had to play with it. I can't tell you the number of things I tried before I actually got it to line up the way I wanted it to. So I did go ahead and die cut these. As I said, I put the adhesive sheet on the back here. What I don't want to do, I don't want to relinquish or remove, I don't want to remove the adhesive sheet from the top here. I want to keep that on there because it just will be, it will work better for me if that part's not sticky right away. So we're going to do this and just trim that and really just take the part off that we're going to mount onto the soft seafoam. So you can see how that lines up, right? Just like that. Okay. All right. Then we have the same thing with these two. I was thinking somehow I either did it over a solid piece, right? Just this, cut a solid layer out. But no, there's two that look like they're detailed, almost like a two-step stamp, a more solid, sorry for the ink, a more solid and then a more detailed image. And these are the two that we layer together to get our full geranium head. So this one comes over and layers on top of that one. So I put that together. Hopefully that's a good visual to help you understand which pieces line up with which when you're just simply die cutting from cardstock, right? But I am going to show you a trick here, because if I just mount polished pink to polished pink, okay, yeah, it's a little fuller, but but you can see I've got some depth over here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take the very detailed piece and we're going to lay it on the table or on the silicone pad. The silicone pad is a workhorse in your studio. And if you don't have at least two of them, you need to get another one, or you need to get them completely. I have three at my fingertips at all times. Plus I have one in my, whoa, what's wrong with my ink pad? One in my Stamparatus bag. Okay, I cannot open my ink pad. What happened? Hold, please. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a little ink on my blending brush. And I'm probably rocking the table even by pounding on it like this. And I'm just pouncing that ink on there. You could lay it down and tap all over it, either with the blending like that. But I found this to be the easiest way to do it. I end up with less ink on my fingers. And I know it doesn't look perhaps like there's a lot of ink getting on there, but when I bring this piece in beside it, can you see that? What a difference that makes. Such a difference. Okay, now I'm really hot, so the jacket has to come off. Okay, so I did the adhesive sheets on the back of this. This is a little bit harder to separate sometimes, but really if you just get a little piece going, it will pull off for you very nicely. Okay, and then that white paper goes in the recycling bin or the receptacle at your feet or wherever you have your trash cans. And this goes right on top. So you can see we've got the shadowing just like we would with two-step stamping, right? Detailed is darker, more solid image is lighter. We've got two of those. We have two of these. And actually, I'm going to actually cut off, not that one. Yeah, I will cut that one off because the tack is almost gone. Cut that one off and cut that one off. So I don't have those coming up. I'll just have one set of the higher stems. Don't be afraid to do surgery on your die cuts and create what you want from them. All right, our pot. I did the base in Smoky Slate, and I wanted a little bit of darker shade, so I did gray granite for the rim. You could make it two-tone. You could do whatever you want with it. I'm going to stamp friend on there. Try to get it somewhat straight. That's not too bad. And I don't know why I keep putting the silicone pad away. I'm going to continue to use it. Except I don't want the inky side. Let me grab one of the other ones that doesn't have ink on it. I'm always impressed with the forethought that goes into the creation of our stamps and dies, that they would have thought to give us a separate die to add the rim to our flower pot, right? All right, so now we're going to just go ahead and load the back of this up with some adhesive and try to put this together. Of course, it's going to stick to my fingers like crazy, but that's okay. And I kind of want that to come down like that, just so it's overlapping a little bit. And the same on that side. And then I'm going to bring this piece in and kind of fill that pot in a little bit, kind of like that. Maybe not. You could also do this with Tombow liquid glue if you preferred. That would be fine too. There we go. I think that's what I want. Just a little fuller. I like that. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and mount this on here. And now I am going to grab my Tombow. It'll just make it easier. And it also gives us a little slip and slide motion if we need it, which I always appreciate. Oh, good. I'm glad, Berna. So we're going to pop that down here. And then we're going to use that Tombow to mount our flower heads. We're going to do one there. Hold that in place for a beat. And we're going to do one here. The other one. And I could have if I had thought, but I didn't think I was going to need the adhesive on the back of this. So I didn't do the adhesive sheet on the back of the more solid image, but I really probably could have. And I'm going to stick a little glue under there because he just seems to be free-forming here and not necessarily staying where I want him. Let's do that. Okay, what do you think? It's not quite as centered as the first one, but that's okay because no two flowers are the same, right? This is going to go on our front flap. I really, really, really like this color combination. How about you guys? Do you like this? Carol likes it. Betty likes it. Verna likes it. Awesome. We're using the Go-To Greetings. Boy, is that name. They knew what they were doing when they named those stamps. So I reach for them so often. And the thank you. Killing two birds with one stone. One of my friends that was at retreat with me this weekend continued the birthday celebration for me. And so I need a thank you card for her. And I'm going to see her Friday night too. So and I did the thank you in the shaded spruce. And that's going to get centered right over the pot. I brought in the 2021-2023 in color opal rounds. And we're going to add a few of those. So I'm going to take the smaller ones up here by the greeting. They're just a little bit of a lighter shade, so it works beautifully. And then I need a big one right here and another big one down here. And we still have our roll of threes, right? We have 5 embellishments on there. So always odd numbers, never even numbers. Although every once in a while, I'll just do 2 on a tag, right? These are really pretty. And of course, these come in the evening evergreen, the soft succulent, the polished pink, the pale papaya, and the fresh freesia are what you get in that. And then I have the Baker's Twine Essentials pack because I think that was fine. That was pretty, but I needed a little bit of white over here. And I didn't necessarily want to do another strip of cardstock down there. So what we're going to do, put some adhesive right there, tack our tail down, put some adhesive right here, and bring this around twice. When I work with Baker's Twine, I tend to do everything doubled. It just gives it a little bit more presence on your project. It's very thin. And in some cases, that's exactly what you want. But in other cases, doubling it up gives you more of the impact. Now, we're going to make this the fun fold, right? So we're going to seal this little section between the score lines. I'm adding lots of adhesive. You can use tear and tape, Seal Plus, Tombow, whatever is your strong glue of choice. And we're going to seal that closed. And then we're going to bring this over. Give that some good burnishing to make sure that it's going to stick. And then that's how the card opens. So it reminds you of a book. We do have a pre-tied bow that I did before we went live because it's just easier than watching me try to tie a bow. And if I still have glue dots close by, which I do, we're going to go ahead and tack that bow right there. Take that glue dot off with my take your pick tool. I say it all the time. I don't know what we did before we had that tool because whew, do I rely on it for so many things. So there's your little bow, just adds a little accent, and you can trim your tails as much as you like. Let's get my ribbon scissors because they are much sharper, except that's, oh, there they are. That looks a little better. All right, and then on the inside, we're just going to do one more 2-step stamp here. And we're going to grab our leaf detail image. And our shaded spruce. Again, remember what I said, I like to do when I'm two-step stamping, and I can, and sometimes you can't, based upon whatever the project is looking like. But whenever I can, I like to do the soft or the lighter color second. For me, it's easier for me to see that dark color and do my alignment than it is to have the light there and try to go down over top of that. So we're going to bring in some soft seafoam here and line this up again. So pretty. Soft seafoam and shaded spruce, I think, work very well together. But it also worked with the garden green. So it will go with some of those, what I call the brighter greens, right? Not the mossy meadows or things, old olives, but with the brighter greens. And there's our card. Okay. So that one we did mostly with the dies. And I think it's just as pretty as the one we stamped. Which is your favorite? The stamped or the dies? Valerie likes both. Both are pretty. All right. Well, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hey, one last plug, because the month is getting away from us. If you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with, I would be very happy and honored to help you with your Stampin' Up. You just have to reach out and let me know. I can get you catalogs, whatever you need. My website is here. You're welcome to place an order at any time. Use that host code and earn this month's Just cards. These are free card kits. I make 5 new cards every month. I try to do as much as I can with dies, embossing, designer series papers, and just adding greetings. And you earn those for free. I have an in-person class, excuse me, the second Wednesday of every month. There's one this coming up on October 12th, I think it is, at 3 o'clock, that you're welcome to attend if you're local, or do a porch pickup. Or if you're long distance, we do ask for $4 postage to help get the cards to you. So keep that in mind. And otherwise, have a fabulous evening, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you did enjoy the projects. I enjoyed hanging out with you and spending time. And I'll be back next Tuesday with another fun-filled event. I'm not sure what we'll be making yet, but we'll have something cool coming up. Otherwise, you can see me over on my Facebook channel on Thursdays at 10 a.m. for a live and Sunday nights at 8. And until next time, take care, be safe, and have a great week. Thanks. Bye.